Hello everyone, this is Daniel and Kelly with FitnessPlan.com, and today we're doing an upper body and core routine.
So you don't need any equipment at all for this. One of us is going to be showing the dumbbell version and the other one is going to be doing the body weight only modification. So even if you don't have any equipment at all, you can still do this workout at home. We have provided a cool down, but we haven't included a warm up. So we're going to link to one of those here. Otherwise, let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so I'm going to be doing the body weight version, also the beginner or intermediate version. Daniel's going to be showing the more advanced version. So we are doing 45 seconds on, 15 seconds rest, twice through for these groups of 3. And we're starting off with the traveling push-up. So,
I'll talk at some point during this.
at some point. There you go. So you're just doing your push-up, keeping your back nice and flat. Switching your position, your hands, traveling from side to side. Keep your core pulled in. Make sure you're not holding your breath. So these are pretty long active intervals, so they may feel like a burnout round. So if at any point you need to stop and take a break, go ahead and do that. Just try to get back into that interval as soon as you can. Just try to keep moving. 2, 1. Alright, so we're hopping up for traveling rows. So this is sort of, we're working the opposite range of motion this time. So leaning forward the waist, better hustle. Alright, so you're going to be bringing your arms back and then crossing over at a slightly elevated position than before. So different hand on top each time. Otherwise, you really squeeze those shoulder blades back. Once you're up here, start working your way back down.
So as you can see, my version is a little bit different because I'm using dumbbells. You can't really move your arm like Kelly's doing, so you're going to tilt from your hip. So you're actually going to use a different angle on your chest. Your arms are always going perpendicular to the ground, so each position you stop at with your chest is a slightly different range of motion on that shoulder.
So especially if you're doing body weight, it's really important. This is one of those workouts that is as difficult or as easy as you make it. So focus on really contracting those muscles and working against yourself. All right, next up we have that ab interval. So we're going to be doing the leg drop crunches. So flat on your back. Legs up in the air. So you're going to do a crunch and drop either one leg down, or to make it more difficult, you can do both legs.
Just keep those lungs open. Breathe as normally as you can.
Try to keep your back flat against the mat. You have under 15 seconds left. Try to do that crunch slow and controlled. Try not to use jerking motions. Try to make it all muscle work. All right. So back to those traveling push-ups. All right, 5 seconds left.
Checking on me?
Yeah. You still back there? Quiet today.
I like having to be able to just go through the workout and not have to think about it, yeah?
Yeah. Well, that's why I asked you to come work out with me.
You wanted me to do it?
It backfired. No. Pull in your core, squeeze your glutes. Try to keep your neck in line with your spine. Try not to collapse towards the ground too much. If you start getting really tired, just stay right here in a plank. You can even alternate which hand is behind your back. Slightly easier, but not too easy. At least you're still moving. 5 seconds left. 3, 2, 1. All right, there we go. So back to that traveling row. 5 seconds. All right.
So just make sure as you're going through this motion, you're keeping that back perfectly flat. Don't let your chest start to round out. You always want to feel like you're kind of poking that butt out back behind you a little bit.
15 seconds left. Two, one. All right, back down for that crunch. 5 seconds. Here we go. Do the best you can with range of motion. Try to point your toes and get your legs up there as high as you can. Becomes kind of an exercise for flexibility as well. If you need to, you can always bend at the knees too. If you're feeling really stiff through your hamstrings, just do what you can. Five seconds left. All right.
Whew.
Bicep curls. On to our second group. There are only 4 groups, so we're cruising right through this thing. It should go by pretty quick. 5 seconds left. All right, so you stand on one leg while you do this. Otherwise, whether you have equipment or not, you'll be squeezing those muscles. Like I said, especially if you're doing the body weight, you have to focus, be really disciplined about working against yourself. It's hard to balance on the mat. All right, switch legs if you're balancing. You probably see my muscles or my arms shaking even already just from that working against yourself, keeping the muscle really tight. All right, tricep dips. I think you're gonna show just a tricep extension, right? So
yes.
You've got dumbbells, Ian will show you how to do this. Otherwise, if you're just working with your body weight, you can drop to the ground, or you can do this off the edge of a couch or a table or a chair too.
So you do this standing or seated. So you can see me a little bit better, I'm gonna do this kneeling down. Just nice and slow. Arms come back behind your head, then right back up. Full extension over top of that shoulder. Keep that back flat, don't let that back arch. So keep your abs contracted nice and tight the entire time. Kind of hips pulled forward.
Otherwise, you're dropping down, bending at the elbows, sending your arms straight out behind you, trying to let them wing out. You want to work your triceps, the backs of your upper arm. So try to keep them in line with your body. Three, 2, 1. All right. So now get up, toe touch. Ooh.
So I'm going to be doing this with a dumbbell, so I'm going to be doing one side at a time for the slightly harder version.
So the in-between version is without the weight. You're going to come up, tap that toe. So you're doing a crunch, and you're using your upper body and your lower body to come up to do that toe touch. So if this is too difficult, you can stay reclined here. Just come up to reach each side. So you'll be working your obliques and your legs, even your upper body a little bit. So choose your difficulty level. Do the hardest version you can for as long as you can. Have just 15 seconds left. All right, so back to the bicep curl. 5 seconds. 2, 1. All right, so pick a leg, any leg, and balancing while you're squeezing up, slowly lowering back down. Stand up nice and tall. And even if you don't have any weights, use all the same rules of a regular curl. So you're keeping your elbows in, pinned at your sides, not swinging up or out or going back, no winging, just keeping them locked in there. Focus on squeezing the whole way through. Switch sides. Five seconds. Okay, tricep dips. We're just a couple minutes away from water break already. 5 seconds. 2, 1. All right.
Like I said, keep those abs nice and tight, especially for the version I'm doing. Make sure you keep those elbows pulled in for both versions.
Ooh. 20 seconds left. 10 seconds. All right. So one more abs exercise left till we get a water break. So get up, toe touch. Two, one.
Balance is not working.
Yeah. Remember, if your balance is really bad, you just stay right here, alternate back and forth, lifting legs, reaching for that toe. Ten seconds left. Try to keep going to the very end. 3, 2, 1. All right, so this is our first water break. Just grab a quick drink of water. Don't go very far, and we'll be right back in just a second.
Okay, everybody, we are back for the second half of this. We only have another 12 minutes to go before cool down. You ready?
So we're starting off with pike push-ups. So Daniel's going to show you the harder version. I'm going to show you the easier version.
So for the pike position, head between those hands, nice and slow, press it down and right back up. So you're trying to make a nice straight line from where you start, down between those hands, and right back up. Elbows kicking straight out to the sides. Try to keep that back flat, try not to let it round. You can let those knees bend if you need to make it a little easier, or if you just have really tight hamstrings.
Otherwise, same idea, just doing it from your knees makes for less weight coming down and back up. Try to keep your chest low to the ground. So you're doing a gliding motion instead of that lowering motion like with a push-up.
Alright, next one is pull downs, or I'll be doing pull overs. We're gonna wait for that.
So this is another antagonistic one where you're really just working against yourself. So you bring your hands up and then pull as if you're pulling against something, and bring your arms back up. Squeeze back down. Like I said, work against yourself, contract your muscles, focus, and get comfortable with that burning feeling. Extend and then pull down.
Just step on the phone.
You're fine. Make sure you're breathing. It's really easy on these ones where you're really having to focus on contracting your muscles. It's easy to hold your breath. Make sure you're not squeezing your lungs too much. 5 seconds left. Alright, next up we have a plank with a kick and a dip. So kind of a multiple move here that focuses on your glutes and your upper body and your core and your just everything all at once. So in that plank, you can do it from your knees as well. Lift that knee up and then twist to drop your hip.
So again, when you come up into that plank position, make sure you take a second to make sure everything's nice and straight. And then start into that motion. Don't hold your breath. Keep those lungs open, breathing as normally as you can.
10 seconds left. Alright. Round 2.
Alright, pike push up again. 5 seconds.
3, 2, 1. Remember, if you need a quick break, you can always take one. Just jump right back in as soon as you can. Under 10 seconds. All right. Ooh. Yeah.
All right, back to the
Jet overhead.
Yeah, always.
It's always on the days we film where it's the most noisy. Like everyone's out, everyone mows their lawn. Alright, so those pull downs, coming up nice and high, and squeezing back down like you're pulling something heavy down from over your head. Keep those shoulders back, keep good posture, nice and tall stance here, whether you're sitting or standing. A lot of these are very good for your posture. So a lot of upper body routines focus too heavily on the chest and then not very much on those muscles that pull your shoulders back. So all of these are really good to fight back against the rounded shoulders that you can get when you spend too much time on a computer.
Okay. Back to that plank. 5 seconds.
Here we go. The only downside to working out in socks is like no traction whatsoever. Try to make each part of this motion count. Squeeze your glutes, hold your core in as you dip down, let hip towards the ground. Try to keep your arms, your shoulders, and elbows in a line so you're not pressing too far forward or back. Alright, last group.
Alright, arm circles are next.
So you can do these with just body weight, or you can do them with weights like Dan was going to. Either way, these are always kind of sneaky exercises. So arms straight out, doing small controlled circles. We're going forward first, and then we'll switch halfway through.
So try to keep that circle around that shoulder joint. So you're going just as much above as you are below. Make sure they don't start sinking down below that shoulder joint.
Alright, switch. Oh, yikes. Yeah. Especially when you put them on the end of a routine. I'm sure anybody watching is just like, geez, that's so weak. But then when you do it,
yeah,
it's
different
tumbling.
story.
5 seconds left.
Ouch.
Quick rest. All right, next up we have a walk down plus an up down. So I'm gonna be working the upper body from all different angles here. These feel kind of good as a stretch too. So come down, walking out one at a time. Go down, down, up, up. So just remember which side you went down on first, because you want to do it on the opposite side this next time through. Squeeze your core and your glutes. Keep everything nice and tight.
Oops.
Pick up the pace as you get used to it. Move a little faster. Try not to lock out your elbows. It makes it a lot harder in your arm muscles if you keep a slight bend in that elbow. 10 seconds left. Whew, okay.
Whee.
Next up, the 3-way crunch pulse. Just to really make those abs sing a little bit. Go legs straight up in the air for the more difficult version. You can bend right here if you're not very flexible. Otherwise, you're pulsing 1, 2, 3, come down in the center, then 3 pulses in the center, then out to that other side. So you're not relaxing or resting those muscles until you go all the way down. Otherwise, you're keeping your muscles tight the whole time.
Ooh, those legs are getting tired.
5 seconds. Alright, one more round of all of that. So, starting with those arm circles.
You can do these standing, you can do these seated, you can do them sitting on the ground, cross-legged, whatever's most comfortable.
Try to keep them up there. Try to control the pace and the place that they're at. Okay, go in reverse direction now. But you want to keep it, like Daniel said, nice and tight around your shoulder joint. Try not to let your circle sizes change. Try not to let your arms drop or come up. Try to keep them in that same range of motion. 10 seconds.
Ooh, ouch. Okay.
So back to that walk down. Five seconds. There we go. Seconds left. Five seconds. All right, last active interval. We're going to go to that 3-way pulse crunch. 2, 1. Here we go. So 1, 2, 3. Come down really quickly. Next, go up in the center for 3 pulses before you go to that other side. Keep it going. Just about 5 seconds left.
All right.
Ooh. Okay.
So that's one of those.
So now we have a cool down. So we're gonna work on stretching those upper body muscles. We can start off right here, doing an arm cross pull stretch. You should feel this in the back of your arm right here. So you pull it across the front of your body.
So try to get as close to your chest as you can. Kind of grab behind that elbow, pulling across that opposite arm. Kelly said you should feel it across that shoulder blade to the outside of that shoulder.
And while you're here, you can even rock back and forth a little bit, get a little bit of a side stretch for your torso. Just working with those muscles as well. Alright, switch sides.
Same thing, grab behind that elbow, keep that arm as close to your chest as you can. Just pull across.
Okay, let's go for the overhead stretch. We're going to grab your elbow and pull down as much as you can behind your ear again. So this time you should feel it through that arm and your shoulder joint. Go ahead and lean to the side. Switch sides. Grab that other elbow, lean to the other side. You should feel it right along here as well. Alright, now come to the center. Just kick one leg out like this and do a torso twist. As much as you can, don't force anything and never push to pain, but twist as much as you can to get a twist through this torso.
Just make sure you're still keeping that torso straight up and down. You don't want to twist while you're rounded over. You want to try to keep that back relatively straight as you twist.
Switch sides. You might get some cracks and pops in there, and as long as it doesn't hurt, some of them might actually feel really good. They're usually nothing to worry about. Let's come forward and touch the toes really quickly. And while you're here, try to, especially if you can grab your toes, try to kind of like round your back away from yourself so you're getting a good stretch through the upper back and the lower back. So lean forward as much as you can and then act like you're trying to pull your arms away from your body. Alright, let's do, my favorite, downward dog. So we can get our shoulders. I think everybody makes fun of me for how often I do downward dog, but it's a good one. You can feel it through your back, the backs of your thighs, your calves, your shoulders, upper back. So in this part especially, even if you can't get your heels to the ground, try to focus on pressing your head in through your shoulders, even if you need to bend your knees, so you get mostly an upper body stretch out of this. Alright, you want to walk down and do cobra stretch. Stretch the front of our core. arms are shaky.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys will have to know if you're, let us know if you're sore today after this routine. It's kind of a unique routine, so you might be surprised.
And it's usually the ones you don't think you're going to be sore on.
You least expect.
Yeah. Get these
Right.
muscles that are so strange. You don't normally hit.
Kick back. So this time you're going to be pressing your arms into the ground, kind of away from yourself, so you get a good stretch to those arms and the shoulder joint, as well as the upper back. All right. Do you have anything else you want to do?
I don't think so.
You good?
That's pretty good, yeah.
All right. So,
Alright guys, that means we're done with our cool down, which means this workout is complete. Hope you guys liked it. We'll see you guys next time.
thanks guys.
Bye.